Welcome to Daily Plunge. We are in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 12, verses 1 through 6, and then 12 through 25. Now, this is Samuel's retirement party. And he says, I'm old and gray. I've been your leader since I was a youth. I have set a king over you. And then one of the things to pick up is that language is that Samuel is over the king, because he is the Lord's spokesman, okay? And he says, so we're standing here at my retirement party, and if you got something to complain about with me, do it now, to my face, put it on the record. Don't do it after I retired and talk crap about me behind my back. And he says, I'm calling the Lord, in the presence of the Lord, in the presence of this king, you testify against me. Have I cheated anyone? Have you found anything in my hand? In other words, have I taken anything or stolen, been, greedy in any way? And basically he's saying, I have served my office with integrity. And they're all like, you're right. You haven't done anything wrong. And he says, the Lord and the King, the Anointed One, is a witness to this. Verse 6, then Samuel said, the Lord is the one who appointed Moses and Aaron. It's the Lord who brought you out of Egypt, who brought you into the promised land, who blessed you time and again. And you kept turning away from him, going after Baals and the other gods. And you forsake the Lord and sinned against the Lord. And yet time and again, he brought leaders to you to deliver you. But then, Nahash, depending on how you read it, the king of the Amorites showed up and was moving against you, and you all panicked and cried out that you had to have a king. And you panicked into a worldly solution. You said, like the other nations, that's our plan. And the Lord let you have one. Here's the thing. God is giving this king to you, but if you and your king set your hearts against God, if you go against God, disobey him and rebel him, it's not going to turn out good. If you do follow the Lord your God, your king, and you all do that, everything will be fine. And then we pick up at verse 16. So now stand and see this great thing that the Lord is about to do. And Samuel calls down, you could say, a sign from the Lord. It's the harvest time. And he calls down a thunderstorm. And this is the worst possible time for that, because a thunderstorm could destroy the wheat harvest, as it comes through. And it happens. And it damages their crops. And their response is, pray to the Lord that we will not die. Right? This is verse 19. For we've added to all our previous sins by asking for another sin by having a king. And this was back in verse 17. He said, you need to realize that the thing you did to call for a king was evil, because you basically tried to replace the Lord, who is your king. And so in verse 20, he says, still, don't be afraid, because God has made a promise with you. You are his people, and he expects you to fail and sin, but don't compound the sin by continuing to turn away from him, but rather return to him. And for his name's sake, the sake of his promise and his character, he will restore you. Even though y'all are scoundrels, I won't stop praying for you, but do not persist in the evil and turning away from God, or you will perish. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.